Let's welcome our host, Erica Wilson.
Great day, everyone. We're here live today with the girl, Erica Wilson, for our Thursday night spotlight on It Had to Happen Films. Let me tell you something. I always say I have a special guest, but this guest right here, she's really near and dear to me, and I truly love her and love everything that she's doing. And our topic on tonight is called Walking in It. Because how many of us still don't know our purpose, or it took us a long time to know our purpose? But here it is. Miss Angela is walking in her purpose, and she's walking boldly. And I want to introduce to some and present to others the Angela Bryant. Welcome.
Good evening, everyone.
Oh my gosh, it's been such a long time since I left, over a year ago?
Yes.
But that's okay. We still joint in heart. That's all that matters. But let me tell you, like I was saying, Angela, a lot of times it takes so many people to learn, so long to learn their purpose or to know their purpose. Sometimes we could be jabbed and juked and don't know that that's what God is trying to get our attention to. But when you're able to hear from Him, then you know and understand. Like, okay, I get it. Like we were talking in the green room.
Yes.
Hearing from God. So if you can, tell the audience, who is Angela Bryant?
Good evening, everyone. Again, my name is Angela Bryant. I am the founder and president of the Catherine Alfred Foundation. My foundation is for pregnant and teen moms. We want them to know first, God loves them, and so do we. So I'm so excited that God planted this vision to me 23 years ago, back in 1999, and it has finally been birthed, and I am so excited.
Wait a minute. Did I just hear you say back in 19 what?
99. This was planted in 1999 when my daughter became a teen mom. And it was that I wanted to do, being that I'm walking with her throughout her pregnancy and through the different teen programs, seeing where so many teenage mothers did not have that love and support from their mothers or their family. So God planted it. And I said, you know what? I'm going to make this happen. I'm going to walk this vision. 23 years later, God opened that door again and said, it's time for you to birth this. And I did.
You know what's so funny in there and why I'm laughing? I'm laughing because we on the show for the last 2 weeks now in our prayer broadcast, we were talking about how if God give you something too early because of what the pregnancy are, if we're not ready for it, then we can mess it up. But see, God knew exactly what He had for you. So He had to make sure that you had to walk it first. You understand?
Yes.
Go through it first. And then not only walk the walk, talk the talk, you walk the walk.
Yes.
And now you can pour it back into so many others, which we know that is definitely needed. But before we jump into your foundation, I want you to go back and just tell us a little bit about you. You have kids, tell us a little bit about you, and then we're going to jump into your foundation.
Yes, I do have children. I currently have 2 biological. My firstborn is Kathleen Daniels. She go by the name of Kat. She would actually be 40 this year. Then I have a son by the name of Charlie Daniels. He would be 38 this year. And I have 9 grandkids. And I have a daughter-in-law that's real dear to my heart, which is Tiffany. She married my son a couple of years ago. And I know when she married him, oh yeah, she was the right one. So again, that love I have, family is a number one thing for me. I love family. So that is a little bit about me. I'm retired from one company. I was there 21 years. I'm currently working again. And I've been at this company almost 3 years. So but the company and the foundation, it keeps me busy. It really keeps me busy.
It's so awesome. Look at Kat on here. She's talking about facts. But you know what? I know that to be true, that you definitely are family oriented. And you and Kat is just, that bond is just
Two peas at a pod.
exactly. You know, I never got the honor to meet your son. However, you spoke about him all the time and your daughter in love. And that is so awesome when you can have a family that's close knit and they stay close knit. You know, we go through some things, right? But however, we get up, we get over, and we move on from it. But to see, you know, every time I saw Cat, I saw you, I saw you, I saw Cat. So I just want to take you back to the time when I first met you both. And I want to be sure that I'm correct. I believe it was at the back to school bash. Am I correct?
That's correct. And
Hmm.
Mambo's Cafe. Oh,
Yeah, I
yeah.
wasn't sure. You know, I wasn't. I knew it was a back to school bash, but okay. And Mama's Cafe. So, how did you guys learn about 88 lessons at that time?
I think it was through back then we was in another organization, and the organization we do charity, and just so happened we seen something that we didn't know who you were, but we know that you were going to do back to school, and we wanted to come out and volunteer and assist. And I think we met you through, I think it was Joyce Ballard, because she did the cake pops, and
Yes.
my daughter knew her. So we just happened to say, you know what, let's go out here and volunteer. Let's go do charity, because that's what we were all about, charity. And from that day on, we mended together. We clicked, and we've been friends ever since. And I love it.
Listen, they responsible for this lipstick I'm wearing, y'all. Let me tell you something. Kat had me to get this teal lipstick, and I said, "Okay, I'm gonna rock it tonight because I got Angela on, and I know that Kat will be on here." She said, "Aunt Tish pulled me to the side and said you need to be a part." Okay, shouts out to Tish and
Yes,
Voice Ballot, because you know what? Even though you guys were a part of another organization, you still came on in and you assist. I'm talking about all the time. You know, it was a time that, you know, you guys, if you couldn't make it, you still sent something, you know, even if you wasn't there. So that says a lot. So the reason why I brought that up, because again, you say God gave it to you in 1999, right?
yes,
He was birthing. He was seeing how you would serve, because you
yes.
know some wants to be the chief and not the Indian.
You better start you what you say. Yes, Lord.
And
Yes.
that was the thing is, you never came in like you wanted to be a chief. We all was Indians. Remember, I used to say, "This ain't my organization. This our organization."
Yes,
But you
yes,
wanted to see how you would serve and how you would serve, and not complain about anything that you were doing. So you were being birthed in. So
yes,
now we have this amazing organization, and I could relate to it too because I was a teen mom. You
yes.
know, so tell us a little bit about how this got started and what made you and where you get the name from.
Okay. How it got started was again back in 1999 when my daughter, Kat Daniels, got pregnant at the age of 15 with my oldest granddaughter. And of course, being a mom, you didn't want to hear that, but you know, I'm still gonna love my baby regardless. So a lot of things transpired. And again, even with the church. And my thing was just looking at some of those teenagers when their moms kind of put them out or didn't want to have anything to do with them. I was determined that that was not going to be where I was going to be with my child. So one particular Sunday, we were, and this is really what inspired me. We were at church. We were called to the bike. Again, that youth pastor is no longer here, no longer at the church, but they pulled me to the bike. We had a meeting. So they took my baby and they told her that she was not going to be a part of any more youth activities. So, you know, guys, my light shines, say, listen, if I didn't support my child, she goes to the church and they turn their bike on her, where would she have ended up? With no love. So God said, yeah, I'm going to plant this seed because we're going to show these teenagers that just because you're pregnant or just because you have a baby, it doesn't stop here. Don't turn your bike on these teenagers because that's how they're lost. That's how they get lost. And I'm determined to show them God loves them, and so do I. So the name, so that was to me, it was so hurtful to know that that happened, because my baby could have been anywhere. She, she could have been out in the street. Anybody could have told her that I love her, but I was not going to do that to my own child. So,
Right.
but it hurt me. That's why a lot of time people say church hurt, but I have to learn. God say you ain't going to worship people.
That's
You
it.
coming to worship me. So although the church or the people in the church hurt you, as long as you ask me for forgiveness, I'm fine. So, and I had to think about that thing. I was like, okay. But back then, y'all, I'm telling you, I gave them a piece of my mind about my child, because that's my baby. That's mine. So I let them know, okay, you don't have to buy milk, Pampers, and this was me back then. I'm a changed person, y'all, but I'm gonna just tell you, back then in 1999, and this is not what they wanted when it came to my baby. But that really sparked that fire, because I'm like, okay, God, if they turning their back on her, if she didn't have that support, again, where would my baby be? If I did not love her and say, I'm going to embrace you because you have a baby at the age of 16, where would my baby be?
Wow.
So that was really when that was planted, because God said, yeah, I got more in store for you. And I've always, and my daughter can testify, I've always said this is something I wanted to do. Always. So how the name came about, the Catherine Alfred Foundation, Mom Catherine is my mom's name. I lost my mom at the age of 16. She died at the age of 16. And Alfred is my dad's name. I lost my dad to a bike in January of last year. So to keep their legacy going, I named this foundation after them, and that's where the Catherine Alfred Foundation comes from.
That is awesome. See, that's the thing. Back then, it wouldn't have been that if you tried to
No,
start it back then. You see that? But I'm so
right.
sorry. My condolences go out to you. I'm so sorry about your parents. And that's something awesome that you're doing. Not only is you
Yeah.
representing your daughter, you're representing your mother and your father. That is
Yes.
major right there. But just to see that you have this organization, you start this organization, I want to jump back to that church hurt, because so many people get hurt by the church. Well, get hurt by the people in the church, because the church is in us. So it's the
Right.
kingdom that we actually go to serve God, get the word or whatever. But here it is, you have someone that was active in the church, and you say they called her to the back.
Hmm. We had a meeting. We had a meeting, like, okay, I need all the teenage moms and the parents to come to this meeting. And of course, we was the top topic of conversation. And this was an emergency meeting. So okay, I understand that. But my thing is, okay, I'm quite sure my baby wasn't the only one that did something wrong. She just happened to be caught. So, again, why would you remove her because she's not an example of being a teen? Come on, we don't do that. We don't do that. And again, back then, they didn't want that. But I thank God for him changing me. I thank God that my baby decided to, ask God for forgiveness. And to this day, we're still a member of that same church. But again, those that legacy of that part of the church, they're no longer there. So, but I really turned the cheek. When God turn your cheek, I turned that cheek. But I forgive, but I never forget. I never
Yeah.
forget, because the product of what she did is a successful. Look, she's a successful young lady. My daughter is a successful nurse. My granddaughter is a successful generational curse breaker, as they say it, because she has a bachelor's. She's going for her master's, no children. So don't say that what they can't do. They can do
Mm,
anything. They can be anything they want to. But again, Erica, if they don't instill that into those kids and they don't tell them that,
yeah.
they lost. They're
Yeah.
lost.
Yeah. That is so true. And here it is, like you go to the church, This is supposed to be the place of peace, right? This is
Yes.
supposed to be where you go and it's supposed to get the help, the comfort that you need. And here it is, you go into a church. And then the thing is, what we have to understand too is, and I say it all the time, we have to look at who the person is being used by and not the person per se.
Right.
Sometimes people don't understand another. But that's why they say show empathy. You the same grace that you want extended to you, you have to extend it to others. That's
Exactly.
just the way that it go. But here it is, there's so many traditions in the church.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I can say you were good. You turned the other cheek. I can't tell you that's what I would have did, Angela, when it came to my boys. I couldn't tell you that's what I would have did. But at the end of the day, you are being again, hallelujah. Again, he was being rooted and that was a test.
Yes.
It wasn't even about that person who did it. That was about you. It was
Yes.
a test. See, and it'll all make sense if we just sit back and just let God have his way and study running off at the mouth like I probably would have done.
Mm-hmm.
However, but just sit back and let God have his way. God says, vengeance is mine.
Says
And
the
here it is. If you go and you open up your mouth, you could have ruined your test because then here it is. The Catherine Alfred Foundation probably wouldn't even happen. You probably would have aborted the
Yes.
pregnancy.
Yes.
But you passed the test.
I passed the test.
Good God Almighty. Glory.
Yes, I passed the
Hallelujah.
test. Yes,
That's
Lord.
nobody but God.
But God, and that's what I say. Nobody but God. You hear me?
Yes.
But
Yes,
God.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And I'm glad that you're able, you stick and you stayed.
Mm-hmm.
I left.
I
It
stick and
was too, and this is why I say people have to allow others to heal in their own way.
right.
You shouldn't tell somebody, well, you shouldn't do this and you shouldn't do that because at the end of the day, who experienced the hurt? You can try to walk them through it and talk them through it, but not jib and jab at them. You know,
Exactly.
you have to be there for them, right?
Yes.
And that's it. But to know that you actually stayed, that says a whole lot.
Yeah.
Because you may have wronged me, but he didn't.
Nope.
And this is where I come to get fed. So I'm not gonna let you mess up my plate of food. You understand? And that's spiritually fed.
Right.
So Angela, I commend you for that. I could say salute Queen for that because most would have left. I did. So to see
Yeah.
that you stick and stay, it says a lot. So if you had someone that's under the sound of your voice right now, and they may have been dealing with some church hurt or maybe some hurt period from family members, whatever it may be, speak to the people for me.
Yeah. So hurt, not just on the church hurt, any type of hurt. Sometimes you have to talk to somebody. Don't keep it in because the longer you keep it in, the more it's going to damage you. And I had to find that out. Although, like I said back then in 1999, I'm not the same Angela I am now that I was. But talk to somebody. You know, you sometimes you put it if you don't talk about it, it puts you in a dark place. You know, talk to somebody. First, talk to God. That's number one. That's your number one person. But he put people on this earth for you to talk to. If you need to talk to a therapist, talk to a therapist. If you need to talk to another peer, talk to another peer. Like me giving my testimony, it's probably someone on here that was church hurt that won't deal with it the same way I did. But I thank God for allowing me to be the person that I am and not to sit back and hold it in and stay into that dark place. So if you need help, reach out to somebody and someone is there to help you. And that's the reason I'm here for these teen parents, some pregnant. Not everybody is not supportive of them, but I'm going to show them that, hey, we're supportive. My team is going to support you all. Whatever you need, we're here for you because we don't want you to get into that dark place. We don't want someone to push you out into the street and you can't bring yourself in. So that is one of the main reasons that the Catherine Alfred Foundation started, just for one of those reasons.
Amen. Wow. And see that's the thing. Like you said that you say you can't, one may not deal with it like you, and that's the truth. But here it is, you got up, you got over it, you moved on, and here it is, you showing Cat showing them, Kamari showing them,
Yes.
that because we get a stigma put on single parents or teen moms, right?
Mm-hmm.
And here it is. God says, not my child.
Not
Y'all
mine.
can say what y'all want to say, but I'm going to show y'all. You
That's
understand?
right.
And he'll make people a believer, Angela. He will definitely
Yes.
make people, if they listen, he will make them a believer. So here it is.
Yes, he will.
Exactly. So, guys, by any means, we're not saying anybody should go be a teen mom, single mom, any of that. So,
No.
do not take that from this show. She's saying that she is fully supporting them because she had a teen pregnancy. I mean, her daughter was a teen mom as well. So, what other way to help other teen moms if you never walk the walk? You see? So,
Um, Yeah, they in order, and that's another thing I always tell people when they ask me what made me start. It's not about what someone told me. I've experienced it. I was only 18 when I had my daughter. So I've experienced being a teen mom. My daughter, I done been in her life is being a teen mom. So it's not like somebody coming up to me and say, "Oh, Miss Bryant and Miss Angela, how do you know A, B, C, D?" Baby, I've experienced it. And then when I was a teen mom, I didn't have a mom. I lost my mom at the age of 16. So by me losing my mom, I didn't have that mom support. I had my grandmother and I had my aunts, but it's still not that love and support from my mom. My mom never seen my children. She never seen Cat, as she called herself. She never seen Charlie. She never seen my grandchildren. So yeah, I want to make my mama proud just because, I know she's with me in spirit, but she wasn't there physically to be there to give me that love, to give me that love. And again, I got pregnant. My mom died 1 year. This guy's told me, "Oh, I love you." What I did, fell into that trap. So I ended up pregnant because I felt that my mama gone. Where else am I gonna get love? Although my dad was there, but it's nothing like a mother's love. So, and that's what happened to me. He just whispered one little thing in my ear, and here I am. But I thank God for my children. And that's where she gets the name from. My mom birth name was Kathleen, but she changed it and went by Catherine because she didn't like Kathleen. But that's another legacy. My daughter has the name of Kathleen, which is my mom's biological name. Back then, you could change a name without, so she changed her name. But I wanted them to say, okay, my daughter's going to carry on my mama legacy because she's going to have her name. So
wow.
another thing, that's what happened, with a lot of our teenagers. They get, they get in an argument with their parents, and some boys or some whoever, say, "Oh, I love you," and then that leads into something else. You know what I'm saying? And then they end up pregnant, and they end up sometime not just one time, but more than one time. And that's another thing. We want to be there to, hey, we know how to tell you how to stop. You don't have to keep going on and on and on and on. We want you to stop. But if they don't have people to tell them that, they don't know. And I always say this, Erica, they always trying to save our sons. What about our daughters? What about our daughters? You know what I'm saying? Y'all want to say good that need to behave too. We need to show them love. Don't just go get the boys, get the girls too. We have so many, like I said, so many people have reached out to me with so many pregnant teenagers, at different schools that I'm counselors and everything. So we want to save our daughters before they even get. Now, like you said, we're not promoting for you to go out there and get pregnant. That's not what we're about. That's not what we're doing. But if you are already pregnant and you already have a baby, we want to be there to show you that we love you and we're here to support you.
Yeah, that is so true. That little whisper in that ear. We as teenagers
Yeah,
sometimes
that
we
will
not
get you in trouble.
yeah, I'm telling you. And then not only that, we think we grown then. Not even we don't know nothing.
Yeah,
And here it is. We think we just so grown. And it stems from looking for love in all the wrong places. I'm gonna tell you
right,
something, and this is what gets me because you have to be there for your children.
right.
I'm gonna tell you, Angela, I watched this thing on Vivica Fox with a young lady. She was a single mom. She had a couple of kids. Her oldest was raising her kids while she worked to provide.
Mm,
know what he told her? He told her basically, not verbatim, he told her that he was basically left to raise her children. And even though she gave him everything, get this now, even though she gave him everything, by her giving him everything, the kids picked on him and taunted him for him having everything. But
Mm.
he wanted his mom.
Wow.
But mom was like, I had to work. I had to work to be able to provide these things. And she wasn't hearing him. Sometimes step back, mom, and listen to what your child is saying. Because if
Yep.
you don't raise them, somebody gonna raise them.
Yep. And they
You
be
got-
crying out. Yep.
Yeah, they could be in the same household as you, but that don't mean you're raising them. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? So you have to be able to listen to your children. And then when one get out of line or one say come up pregnant, then it's like, uh-oh, now you have a burden on your shoulder, thinking like, what did I do wrong? Did I not parent right? Or,
Mm-hmm.
and that shouldn't be. That
And you,
shouldn't be.
that's so true. That's so true. And even with, and my kids know that I was there for them. They know I love them. And it's funny because I always say, no, it wasn't the boy fault with my daughter. It was hers. And I always say that. But I've always, she'll tell you that. I've always been there for them. But that's just a joke that we have, like, and she'll tell you it's not like she ain't get that love because baby, one thing they can say, mama was there from 'em. But again, it happens, you know what I'm saying? It ain't like I say, hell, go do. No, it wasn't that way. But look at her laughing. But,
I'm gonna
you
stop
know
on
this,
that. But
yeah,
even if some do be there for it, it's still they want, especially with the strict parenting,
yes,
right? The strict parenting, I just boy, yeah, you gotta be definitely be careful because they
yeah,
gonna be sneaking up. Listen, they may leave the house one way with the dress down to their
right.
knees.
You're right. You're so right. No, it's
we have to, we have to pay attention to our children.
you're right. And then now these days in time, Erica, it's everywhere. Like
Yeah.
it's okay for them to do it. TV shows it. It's not like when we were coming up, we couldn't look at all of that stuff. We couldn't listen to some type of music. And my children, to tell you to this day, they couldn't listen at all of that stuff. They couldn't do it. So, but now it's in the music, it's on the TV, it's in commercials. I'm like, okay, so they letting them know it's okay. It's not okay. It's not okay because you don't want to feel like you're a burden. You don't want to, feel like you can't go on.
Angela,
So
I'm
it's
not
just
I'm not messing with Cat.
look at her.
I don't know what that is. I am not messing with you, okay?
She
What
know what.
is her play? Is she talking about R.
Because
Kelly?
she know they bet not had to turn that on. They bet not turn on.
I
She
couldn't
she
say
couldn't
a
say.
dang word. You know, well, see, and that's the thing. Like, when I think the difference, like when I was raising mine, I I'm good at tuning things out. I
Yeah,
am good at tuning things out. But it's sometimes I'd be like, really? Like y'all really play
right.
that type of music? But the thing is, Angela, it still boils down to the person and the parenting. Because
Yes,
guess what happens? Even though one hear this music, see these things, that don't mean you have to go and do it.
exactly.
You know, and by us seeing so many of our kids falling by the wayside, I mean, we losing young men like
Like
crazy.
crazy.
Like you could just blow like, and then not only is are we losing them, not just to them passing away, to jail. They're committing acts like
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about who the little boy in Alabama because somebody didn't want to talk to you, you shoot and kill her.
Mm-hmm.
Like
This
what
is
is
it.
happening?
It's terrible. And I could tell you what's happening. And I've been saying this for years. When the system decides they're going to tell us how to raise our children, that's what happened. We didn't die from getting whippings. If that's the case, I would, my mama would have been locked up because, baby, I got plenty of them. But now you don't want us to chastise our children, but you want to get down there and do it. My thing is, if they don't respect their parents, you think they're gonna respect somebody in the street? No. Stop trying to tell us how to raise what we birthed, because I'm telling you, mine's got they butt tore up. So then I tell them, if y'all want to take me to jail, gonna let me finish whipping them, and then y'all come on and take me on to jail. But don't. That's the problem, Erica. They want to. That's why the boys are like this. That's why some of the girls are like that, because you beat them, they call the police, they telling us it's child abuse. What you mean child abuse? Dude, we raised them, we birthed them. But right. When we were coming up, remember, we got a whipping. Child, I had so many whips, so it was ridiculous.
Well, but now, I can't say that.
Oh, I did. I was. Let me tell y'all, I was bad. I'm telling you,
no, I was bad.
But I was
hella bad. But if my mama is on here, I don't recall getting no whoopings, and that's probably why I stayed bad. You know, and see, that's another thing too. Like, we call it bad, right? Mm-hmm. Sometimes that could be a cry for help.
Yeah, it can. It can be.
You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And a lot of times we miss the signs, and I say it all the time. And I know my superstar Shannon, she probably get tired of me saying it, but I'm gonna keep on saying it. We miss the signs. Mm-hmm. We just want to label people, call them bad or terrible or whatever it may be. Because boy, let me tell y'all something, boy. Oh, Inky was Angela, him and my nieces. I used to line their butt up. You hear me? Hold on to this staircase, and I'm. At the end of the day, no. The thing is, we just have to pay attention. Yeah. And sometimes, by paying attention, we can catch some things before they transpire.
Yeah.
You know, and definitely keep them before God. You definitely over them. You have to just keep speaking. Oh, because I don't know. I'm afraid to see what the next generation is going to be like.
Ooh, child, I keep mine covered in the blood. You hear me, baby? I pray for them all the time. Ooh, mm-hmm. I say, Lord, cover them. Because I have teenage girls. That's granddaughters. You know what I'm saying? So I want you all to know that, baby, we love y'all. You don't have to go out there and try to be with the in crowd. You know what I'm saying? Don't be I always say, don't be a follower. Be a leader. Because sometimes who you're following is not right. You know, so, but again, talk to us, and I'm glad my daughter is on here, because they talk, her kids, they sit down and they really talk. Now that the boys are older, they really pour out to her of what was going on. Back then, they didn't say anything, but now they do. And sometimes grandmama just don't want to hear a lot of things that they had to say, but they will come talk to me. But just like you say, you have to have that conversation with your children. You have to sit down and listen to them, because each one of them, they cry out differently. They cry out differently and a lot of them, they say they want attention, but they're not getting attention. And then some of them want to be their friends instead of their parents. You can't be their friend. You got to let them know, hey, I'm your mama, and this is what's gonna go. But a lot of them, like you said, they have young parents themselves, so they follow a lot of time generational curses. That's what I call them. It's a generational curse, but that generational curse has to be broken. It can be broken. And that's why I tell people to look at my daughter, because Kamara was labeled as a generational curse. Yeah, a lot of people say, oh, you're going to be just like your mama, but the devil is a liar, and she made him out of a liar. She made him out of a liar because she has no children. She's the first one to have her degree, her college degree. So, but if my granddaughter wasn't strong and you said you're going to be just like your mama, Erica, what would happen? What would have happened?
Mm-hmm. That's why I say you just said it. It falls back. It's up to the individual. What do you want?
Right. So you spoke that into her. And if she wasn't as strong as she was, and say, oh, no, I'm going to show you I'm finna break this generational curse. She could have ended up pregnant just because y'all spoke it on her.
Yeah.
Don't speak that, because that curse can be broken.
And
But if
it
you don't have
was.
nobody to say that to you, you don't have nobody to say, baby, listen, mama made a mistake, grandmama made a mistake. You don't have to make that same mistake. Keep going. But again, that's what happens with some of our teen parents now. It's a lot of it's a generational curse, and they don't have people to pour into their life. They don't have people to speak into them to let them know, hey, baby, just because I did it, you don't have to do it. I
Right.
want you to be better than what I was.
Right.
And so now we let them know, okay, you said about my daughter, yeah, she was there, but look at her now. And that's where another thing I want Kamari and people that's come from a teen parent to come and also pour into these little girls.
Right.
Listen, my mama was 15, 16 when she had me, and look at me. I'm a public relations degree. I got a marketing degree, mass communication, and I'm going back for my master's. So it can be done. Even if, and my mama, Kat, my daughter, you speaking to them, because who would ever thought you would be a registered nurse, had a teen baby at the age of 15 or 16, and then 3 more after that. But look at God. But God, that's what I say. So we want to let them know, hey, baby, you can stop. Even if you have 1, 2, 3, 4, you still can get your career. You still can finish school. You still can do this and do. But again, it's a cutoff, because they feel when they get pregnant, oh, I got a baby. Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah, you do. But we still want you to be successful in life, because you want your baby to see that you're successful. You know what I'm saying? My daughter tell you, yeah, that was her baby. It was a minute night she cried because she had to keep a baby, but she was getting up and go to school. Oh, you know you weren't finna stay here. Wherever you go, Kamara gonna be on your hip too. She'll look. If she can't go, you can't go either. And if I let you go and you're too long, I'm gonna bring the baby with me on my hip. So, but she'll tell you. But yeah, but I thank God for my daughter. I thank her for being an inspiration to others. I thank God for my granddaughter, because if it wasn't for her, Kamara wouldn't be here. But now I have people that can pour into these other teen girls and say, hey, look at yeah. So but I
But you know what?
but
And that's major right there, because not only do they need to know about their education, some need to know just about self-love. So there's so many different areas, because in order for you to be successful, you have to learn self-love, right? You have to learn how to make yourself happy. You have to know what makes you happy. So here it is, just because you had a baby, that don't mean you're counted out. You know what I'm saying? You have people that care about you. You have people that want to see you, that want to see you do better. So it goes. I mean, this organization can go so many different ways. Not just success, teaching you self love, maybe even proper etiquette. You know how to balance a checkbook. How
financial
important your
literacy.
credit is. Financial literacy, exactly. How not to have another one.
Right.
And things like that. So I love what you're doing. So if one wants to get in contact with you, Angela, how could they do so?
Okay, they can do a couple of ways. My address to the building is 987 University Boulevard North, Suite 987. If you want to contact me by phone, it's area code 904-314-1597. Again, that's area code 904-314-1597.
Right. And do you have any social media? See, y'all, let me tell y'all something. I told Angela, I said, send me over everything you would like to share on the show. But I guess my girl got busy. So I could have had this information to plug in for you. So, Kat, if you could plug that information in the comment section, that would be awesome. So, any social media, website, let us know how.
Yeah, I think I did. Yeah, I think I sent you the website. I think I put the website on with the pictures.
You did?
I believe I did.
Okay. So what is the website?
You want me to type it in right here? Okay.
Live tonight with your girl Erica Wilson at It Had to Happen Films. Let me tell you something. Tonight the topic is walking in it. You know, like I was telling Angela in the earlier part of the broadcast, one may not know their purpose, and that's okay. Sometimes it take a long time to find your purpose, but just know that once you find your purpose, please do walk boldly in it, because if God gave it to you, He's already equipped you to go forth in that thing. So don't you dare stop because of some it's. Don't you dare stop because of what some may be telling you, like you'll never make it, or you can't do this, or you can't do that. Keep going. I love that saying. Keep going. So Angela, I don't see. Oh, you put it in the private chat. Hold on. Okay. So Angela, all right. Outside of your website, do you have social media?
Yes, you can actually contact me via Facebook, and it's the Catherine Alfred Foundation on Facebook. The website, I'll be happy to give you the website. It's going to be www.thecatherinealfredfoundation.org. And you can look on that. It shows you some of the work that we've been doing, the progress of the building, where we were going, where it started to where it's going. And if you just follow, like me on Facebook, on either my private or the foundations, and you can see the progress of what we're going to be doing. I make sure that I post everything on the website as well as Facebook. So just follow and like, and we'll be
And
happy
share.
to have you. Yes.
And share.
And share, of course.
Yeah. So
We
I
really want you to share.
over here, Angela. So it is www.
TheCatherineAlfredFoundation.org. Again, that's www.thecatherinealfredfoundation.org.
All right, guys, that's the website. So Kat, I'm gonna beat your butt because you're not listening. I don't know if you're working or what, but I'm gonna get you. But listen, Angela, I mean, uh, tell us about some of the things that you're going to be offering the young ladies. You know, some of the events that you may have coming up. Are you looking for volunteers? Just, you may have some that want to come and volunteer, or just let us know what you have coming up.
Yes, sure. I am definitely looking for volunteers. Actually, I currently have a store that the pregnant moms can come in, and they can get free items. I have tons of baby clothes that needs to be hung up. So I would love as many volunteers as possible. Some of the things that we're going to be offering them, of course, we're going to do etiquette. We're going to do resume writing, financial literacy. We're going to show them how to fill out job applications. We're going to do some peer-to-peer counseling, because one teen parent may have another, their story may be different from the other one. We're going to do CPR. We're going to show them how to do CPR on their babies. In May, coming up, May is Mother's Day, but instead of us calling it Mother's Day, it's going to be Teen Parents Day. So we're going to do something big for everyone that's a part of the program. They're going to come in and we're going to shower them with love and gifts and so forth. So if you continue to follow the website, I'm going to put a lot of stuff on the website. So just follow, like, and share, and you'll know some upcoming things. But currently, we are accepting donations, baby items. Is one, and if you want to do monetary donations, we are accepting monetary donations as well. We do have a Cash App, but if you go on the website, you can pay through PayPal. Cash App is TCA Foundation 22. And that's again, $ TCA Foundation 22.
Superstar Shannon asks them, what are some of the items you may need? I guess you just covered that when you said baby clothing. What about things for the ladies? Because sometimes we can focus on the babies,
Yeah.
and knowing that the babies need it too. But if I'm a teen mom, I'm trying to give everything to my child, so I'm neglecting myself. So, what about some things for the ladies?
Yeah, actually, we're doing. We have some clothing that's been donated for some of the teen moms, but they'll have to come in and try them on. We're going to do toiletries for them. Little personal hygiene bags for the mothers. We want to do that, and like I say, with the Mother's Day program, we're going to shower the mothers with love as well. We're going to show them. We're going to give them gifts, Mother's Day baskets, or something. Give them a little small Mother's Day party. But yeah, if they want to donate, if you want to donate for the mothers, we're taking donations for them as well. Again, you can do it via Cash App website, or you can call me if you have something that you want to donate. I can meet you to the building, or if you need me to meet you somewhere closer than over across the bridge, I'll be happy to do that as well.
Awesome. So let me ask you this question. Now that you know your purpose, how long did it take you to know your purpose? And when did you discover your purpose?
Okay, now my purpose started in 1999 when my daughter became a teen mother. The vision was planted, and like I said in the beginning, but it just hadn't been birthed yet. So it started 23 years ago is when it was planted, and now there's being birthed. 23 years, and actually Kamara was 23 when it was birthed. So 23 years later, like you say, it took me through some tests, trials, tribulations to get where I am, but I held the test. I stood through the fire, and I just thank God that now, like I say, it was planted out of hurt, it was planted out a lot of pain, but now God says time to birth. So I have pushed and I have birthed, and now I am just so excited. And this is now, where I am now is just a short-term vision. My long-term vision is to open a facility to house at least 12 girls that has nowhere else to go. Yeah. We keep them in this program for 2 years. We get them up and running. We graduate them out, and then as some graduate out, I bring some in. That's my business plan. That's my long-term goal. But and it's going to happen. And look, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. But God said, you take baby steps first. I'm crawling now, but I'll be walking straight in a few more years.
I don't like people putting no limits on God, because you could go straight from crawling
to walking.
Look, no, you could go straight from crawling to running. That's just
you know what? You're right.
So take my God out of the box.
No, I ain't put no limits on it. I ain't gonna put, because look, I didn't know I was gonna be. Look, when I started, like I was telling before we came live, when I started this, I had no building. God just say do it. I just say, okay, God, I'll just rent a building to bring the girls in one Saturday. God had already had a plan for me before I even realized I had a plan, because I was telling Erica before we came on that this building here was a blessing. God blessed me with this building. I didn't have a building, but it just so happened my cousin has a 501(c)(3). She has a business, and she needed someone to come in, and we gonna help each other. Gave me the keys that same day, went in, and we started rearranging to make space for me. And God said, you already got a building. Why you worrying about renting something when I've already given you a building? You just needed to go tap into the building. I say, God, look at you. So I shouted and we cried. But yeah, I got, like my bishop said, yeah, I got my keys. I hold the keys up. They over there, but I got my keys because that's where he wanted. So we start from the bottom. We're going to make our way to the top. But I had no idea this building was waiting on me. None whatsoever. But he said it's all in my plan, not your plan.
That's it. And that's the birthing process. What we go through when we birth our children. We got to carry them, right? And I think it's the elephant. Who be pregnant the longest? I think, is it the elephant? I believe it's the elephant. But the thing is, again, like when you was impregnated with this vision, you had to go through the trimesters. Thank you, Holy Ghost. You had to go through the trimesters and all the it's had to transpire. So let me tell you something. Angela and I have not talked about what we're going to talk about on this segment. So when God gave me walking in it, this it right here.
Yeah.
It's nobody but God. It's nobody but God. So all the it's that was transpired, like you said, the trials, the tribulation, the crying, the sleepless nights, the maybe falling into depression. You just so many things that transpire when those it's take place. But now you can sit back and say, okay, this is why I had to go through that.
Mm.
This is why I had to go through that. This is why this happened to me. It had to happen. It all had to, and I thank God for this, what He gave me. This it had to happen because at the end of the day, it says so much to so many different people, and
Yes.
so many people can walk this thing. So I do not take it lightly when I invite people on this show. Because it's something that God is doing in this broadcast, and I thank
Yes.
God for Him. I'm just a visionary. This is His business, but I'm just a visionary. However, and I want to thank you for accepting I mean, no brainer. I invited you, yeah, and you did it. I was like, okay, my girl did it, and that actually does my heart because I say, I know so many people, and I send so many invites out, and nobody take the bite. It used to bother me, now it don't, because at the end of the day, the timing is all in His timing, or if it's the chapter they're supposed to be in to come
Yes.
on here. You know
Yes.
what I mean? And that's what we have to start understanding. Stop trying to force things. Force nothing in this season, people of God. Do not force anything. Let it happen. Let God have His way. Because if Angela would have forced this thing back then, she could have aborted the pregnancy.
Yes.
But
Yes.
here we stand today, sitting before you guys is a proud owner,
Yes.
founder of this phenomenal organization that's going to be pouring into these teen moms. Uh, and again, when they walk away from this organization, they're going to walk away feeling good. They're going to
Yes.
walk away feeling like it was worth it. And that's how it should be. So that's why God is blessing you the way that He is, because you passed the test. Yeah, you
Yes.
passed all the tests, Angela.
Woo.
Now, you may fail some because we do fall, but
Yes.
here's the ones that was important. You passed it.
Yes, Lord. And
You
I say,
definitely,
Lord, I thank you.
amen.
Woo. I pass. Yes. Yes.
Nobody
Yes. So
like him. So, guys, she's in
that's
the Duval area. That's why I have on my little Jaguar stuff.
Duval.
Right. And then I have on this teal lipstick that they got me to wear. But hey,
And it's beautiful.
thank you. When I go take it off, it'd be hard to take off though.
Oh, baby, that's the real deal. That's the real stuff. You hear me?
Listen, Matt, they showed out with this one. They definitely showed out with this one. So, Angela, we're right here at 6:55. So, is there anything that you would like to leave with our guests on today? Maybe a word of encouragement, just something. Just talk to our people before we get out of
No,
here.
and I would just like to say thank you, Erica, for allowing me to be on It Had to Happen, to share my story. And I always say I'm not going to be local. I'm going to be international. So I just thank God for the vision that God has given me. I just thank God that I didn't, like you said, did not abort it because it wasn't time for me to push. But now I have pushed. I have birthed the vision. Now I'm going to work the vision. And I'm just so, so, so excited and happy all at one time. It's just sometimes I just be in awe, but I know it's all God. It's not me. So again, I just want to thank you for the opportunity.
Oh, you thank God. I mean, you send praises up to God because let me tell you something. This is all Him.
Yes,
I mean,
Lord.
and I'm honored to sit here with you, Angela, because at the end of the day, it's not. This is something that needs to be shared. This is something that needs to be heard because some may
Yes.
give up on their purpose. Some may give up on their promises. Some may give up on their dreams. And you letting them know that it can be done. Do
Yeah,
not
it can be.
give up. Yeah, it's going to be some hurts. Yeah, it's going to
Mhm.
be some trauma. Yes, it's going to be some trials. But what are you going to do? Are you going to let it make you bitter, or are you going to let it make you better? And as you can see, Angela passed the test, y'all. She's here before you.
Yes.
She testified before the people. And not only that, she told them how good her God is.
Yes, Lord.
And
You
again,
did.
and I love what you say that you international, because you know that used to be my saying.
Yeah.
You know that was my. That's the thing. Say
Yes.
that thing, and then when
Yes.
tell God what you want, how
Oh,
you
yeah.
want. He your daddy.
Yes.
He's your
Yes.
daddy. He's a big God. He can do
Yes,
whatever it
he
is you
is.
ask him, especially if you lined up with him.
Yes.
That's why I say don't take the limits off, because he can take you from crawling to
What
running.
you see
To
to run it.
talk about running 100. What they call that thing? 100 yard dash.
100 yard dash.
Oh my gosh, but and that's the thing here, and that's what again I want you to just keep on keeping on, and if anything that we can help with, definitely let us know. I told you things that 88 Blessings had. I still have a whole storage up here. I'm in Georgia now, but we can make it do what it do. You already know that. But just know that you definitely have our support.
Thank
I mean,
you.
100-fold. And here it is, our superstar Shannon. What you need? One thing about Shannon.
Oh, I know, lover.
Yes. Yes, ma'am. And gonna show up 10 toes down. I
She
just told
sure
her
will.
10 toes down. Never waver.
Yeah,
Never waver. You know?
I
And
have to say she really supports. She supports me even with my popcorn business. Shannon will support. So I know she has a heart of gold. She'll
amen.
reach out to me, sis. You got what you need. So I do know, and I thank her for that, and I appreciate it. For
Absolutely.
everything that she do.
Absolutely. So, guys, listen, we're here live tonight with the girl Erica Wilson, and it had to happen with my girl Angela Bryant. And she said she's walking in it. Guys, if you would like to book with the girl, you can go to my website at www.ericawilsonih2h.com. Again, www.ericawilsonih2h.com. I'd love to have you. We have our guests on Wednesdays and Thursdays at 6 p.m. And we also have our NFL Mom Show that's on Mondays at 6 p.m. And we always want, Angela, you should come on there and interview some of the moms. We want fans to come on. We want to hear from the fans. We had a segment where we had the angry fans, but I have to tell you about that because I ain't no fans get that angry, Angela, till they be breaking up their stuff.
Oh, I seen it. I think I seen it. I didn't say anything because I was at work, but I seen it. I'm like, whoa. Yeah, sometimes I be on, but I just can't. Sometimes I don't say anything, especially if I'm working late. But
Right.
see, God has blessed. Look, I went from getting off at 8:30 to 6. Now I'll be getting off at 5:30. So God just moving right on up. So see,
See what I'm trying to tell you?
see,
Won't he do it?
won't he do it? Won't
Ooh,
he
yes,
do it?
ma'am. So on Monday nights, we do have our NFL Mom Show. And then on Tuesdays, Angela, our prayer broadcast is
Oh
on
yeah, I see what
fire.
your flight, your code,
Oh,
your
yeah, flight
cabin.
2023.
Yeah.
Soaring through 2023. And I'm telling you, God is definitely doing some amazing things in this broadcast. So, guys, if you have not subscribed, please do hit that subscribe button. It's free. And all you have to do also is hit the notification button, and it'll let you know every time we go live here at It Had to Happen. So tell a friend to tell a friend to tell their sister, mama, cousin, brother to also subscribe. Angela, you can share this broadcast. It's the same link that I sent to you in your email. As to whoever that didn't catch the show, they could go back and watch the show. So again, Queen, thank you so very much for sitting with me on tonight. And we never leave this broadcast without sending out virtual hugs. Angela, come on. We have to hug the people. And we have to love them. Love,
I'm
love, love.
hugging the love. I'm hugging.
Yes.
I'm loving,
Amen.
blowing the kiss.
So listen, I'm getting ready to go live on TikTok at 7:05, and we have some giveaways, y'all. And it is what I'm wearing here. Y'all see, I got them on deck. Oh, I got them on deck. So at 7:05, I'm going live on TikTok, and we're doing some giveaways. Who knows? I don't know what else I may give away, but at 7:05 on TikTok. So Angela, thanks again. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You rock. Keep going, and again, keep in contact. Kat, I'm still going to beat your butt. Until next time, God bless each and every one of you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Erica's Empowering Empire. 88 Blessings Soar Movement. It had to happen in a beauty so rare. We'd love for you to join us by subscribing to our YouTube channel. It Had to Happen with Erica Wilson. Following our social media.